Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's Christine with gaugegirltraining, an online meal planning and coaching service. In today's video, we are going to talk about why you gain weight during your period and what you can do about it. So let's get started. So every month when I am doing my check-ins with my online coaching clients, week by week, things are going fine, and then period week comes and boom, everything changes. It can be extremely frustrating, and in today's video, we're gonna talk about why that happens. We're gonna talk about the nitty-gritty of what you can practically do about it. So we're first going to start and get into the menstrual cycle. The nature of your cycle. The menstrual cycle is a monthly series of changes that a woman's body goes through in preparation for the possibility of pregnancy. So the fact that our bodies are designed to reproduce, our body is preparing us for the possibility of pregnancy. Now, each month, as you can see here in this chart, one of the ovaries from your body is going to release an egg. And this process is called ovulation. At the same time this is happening, there are hormonal changes occurring that is preparing your body for pregnancy. Now, as a result, these hormonal changes will make you feel very different at different times of the month, and you are not imagining it, you are not cranky, you are not losing your mind, you are actually going through a hormonal change which is making it more or less challenging for you at different times of the month. If ovulation takes place, so you release an egg and that egg isn't fertilized, the lining of the uterus is going to shed itself through the vagina, and this is known as a menstrual period, and that's the way the process works. So during the first half of the month, the first 14 days, this is called the follicular phase. And what you can see in this chart here is that during this time, your estrogen levels are rising, and they are peaking right around the time of ovulation when you are the most fertile and able to fertilize an egg in order to become pregnant. Now, after that does or does not happen, what's going to happen is those estrogen levels are going to drop, and in the second phase of your cycle, the second 14 days, is known as the luteal phase. And during this phase, the estrogen levels do begin to decline a little bit, but what you will find is that the progesterone levels actually increase substantially and then have a very, very sharp drop at the end of the 28-day cycle, causing you to have your period. So what you will notice here is that the progesterone hormone is actually at its highest right before your period, not during your period, but right before your period. Some people may experience extreme levels of water retention and salt retention at that same time, and this is due to an increase in the hormone progesterone. And the progesterone actually activates the hormone called aldosterone. Now, this is going to cause your kidneys to retain water and salt. Now, your kidneys typically tell your body to keep a certain concentration of sodium within the body to keep your cells balanced. However, the kidneys are not excreting as much sodium as they typically do when the progesterone hormone is peaked. So as a result of that, your body is intentionally metering and holding on to more water during this time. Now, during this time, your cup size can actually increase by as much as an entire cup. It varies person to person. However, and this is also due to the progesterone hormone, which can actually pull excess fluid out of the blood vessels, and that's going to flow into the tissues, causing extreme amounts of swelling during this time. And some people can bloat all the way up to an additional 5 pounds of water retention during this time. Now, the thing is, the food cravings that you experience during this time of the month do not necessarily have to translate into increased food consumption. So while the struggle may be real, while the cravings may be real, it doesn't mean that you need to break down and actually put on additional pounds by eating in a caloric surplus. So when your body is craving additional carbs, I would definitely say that it is safe and okay to go ahead and consume complex carbohydrates. But during this time, you definitely want to minimize your sugar intake. You want to minimize your salt intake. You want to minimize your caffeine intake, as well as alcohol, all during this time of the month. So keep in mind that carbohydrates and sugars are going to increase your body's serotonin levels, which is a hormone that makes you feel happy. One thing that you guys definitely want to understand is that eating regularly is going to help stabilize your blood sugar levels during this time. So as you get closer to your period, that week right before, I don't recommend intermittent fasting. I recommend keeping a more stable blood sugar throughout the entire day. I recommend integrating cinnamon, which helps naturally lower your blood glucose levels. I do also recommend that you minimize caffeine. And the reason for that is because you think you need more and more caffeine to boost your energy because you are so fatigued, but it's actually going to make matters even worse. So during this time, you definitely don't want to ignore those carb cravings. You definitely want to allow yourself to have more vegetables, have complex carbohydrates that are going to break down in your body at a slower rate, keeping your blood sugar levels stable. A few things in addition to all of this that I personally do is I drink this tea. It's called the Weightless Tea by a company called Traditional Medicinal. This is not sponsored. It is a very gentle diuretic. It is a cranberry based tea, and it's really, really nice for helping minimize some of that water retention. You can also include foods that have cocoa powder, unsweetened cocoa powder. So maybe some chocolate protein shakes. You can have some chocolate based teas, or a small square of very dark chocolate, like the high quality kind. And during this time, you also want to boost your mood. You want to be doing some stretching, some deep breathing, and even resting. But I don't recommend those of you who are doing IF, you may want to just skip that the week before your period. Really focus on keeping your energy levels stable. I hope that you guys found this video helpful. If you have any questions or concerns and want to see some follow-up videos to this topic, please comment below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.